challenges. Delaware 211. Help is just a call or click away.
That is absolutely amazing. And I know firsthand by working with my 211 colleagues every day that they put their heart and their soul, that they answer each call with empathy and compassion for the callers on the other side. As you mentioned, people are calling sometimes because they are about to be evicted tomorrow, that they're living in their cars outside of schools with their children and they need housing. That maybe they're calling us because they need formula and they don't know where to go on this formula shortage. Our team is constantly not just taking calls, but then they work together to also try to fill the needs by doing diaper drives and food drives and providing other services in order to meet those in our community. So I thank my 211 colleagues for everything that they do every day in order to take each call as if it's their first call when it comes in, so that the person on the other end of the call knows there's someone who cares about what they're going through. And I couldn't let this day end without talking about Do More 24. I mean, Do More 24 is also about a day of how the community, thousands of donors came together to be able to give back to the charity of their choice. It's really an opportunity, thanks to our partners for Impact, Charlie Vinson and Tierra Fair, my colleague, who really have been ramping this up every year to make sure that we support more nonprofits this year, almost 500 of them, and that where we had almost 10,000 donors contribute within 24 hours, almost $2.4 million. And that just doesn't happen, right, without individuals understanding and you being compassionate and you having empathy about your neighbor, about maybe people you don't even know, but that you realize that you're more fortunate and that you're able to give back. At this time, let's take a quick look at the success of Do More 24 the last year.
Delaware may be a small state,
but with Do More 24 Delaware, the first state made a huge impact.
In 2022 alone, we raised over $2.5 million, benefiting over 500 Delaware nonprofits.
Delaware's largest giving day is a story of
collaboration,
dedication, resilience,
and momentum.
We're people who care about
the environment,
education,
the arts,
animals,
and people.
All come together on one single day.
Where your dollars are amplified and your support goes even further.
It's about making an impact today so tomorrow can be brighter for our communities, the nonprofits, and those they serve.
Do More 24 Delaware is the story of little things adding up to one great big thing.
The secret is not about one mega check from a wealthy donor or large corporation.
It's about thousands of small donations from people all over the state, country, and the world.
Who want to make Delaware a better place. But the question is, are you
going to help write that next chapter?
Visit domore24delaware.org
to learn more about how you can be part of
Delaware's largest giving day.
Almost made me relive that night when we hit that number. And so I just can't wait for 2023. And all of you can help us top that $2.5 million next year. And at this time, though, I want to be able to acknowledge that great successes don't happen like this without a great board. And at this time in the program, it's our opportunity to acknowledge and recognize our outgoing board members, new slate of officers and board members. And Rick, I'm going to turn it over to you to start this conversation.
Sure thing, Michelle. And before we move on to those other items, I want to recognize this year's outgoing board members, folks who have offered their service, again, as I mentioned earlier, their time, their subject matter expertise, their treasure, and invested that into the organization from a board role. So I'd like to just highlight and say thank you, Dusty Blakey. Thank you, Dusty. George Guido, chair of our strategic steering committee, and just has always been heavily engaged. I want to say over 15 years of service with the organization, and we look forward to continued engagement with our organization. Michelle Schiavone, chair of our marketing organization. I can't say enough about Michelle and the work that she does here with United Way as relates to her subject matter expertise and helping to guide our communications, which we believe is a big part of what we do, making sure that folks understand not only who we are and what we do, but the impact that we're making in the community. And Michelle plays a role in that. Each of these individuals has dedicated countless hours and provided countless amounts of counsel to guide Michelle and our United Way of Delaware team. And each deserves a show of gratitude for their commitment to our community. And I would like to welcome Michelle George back to serve as at-large members because we appreciate their continued service and the work that they give. And I'd also like to make a special mention of our last outgoing board member. This is Paul Seitz, one of our longest serving board members here in the organization's history. He's been an anchor for our finance committee and his counsel, leadership, and good humor. And I'll reemphasize his good humor has helped save and steer us on the right straight for a financially sound organization and kept us on course for decades. There are folks that look to us for counsel and guidance as relates to our financial stewardship. And we know that Paul, his service and input has played a key role in that. We will miss him dearly and reserve the right, Paul, to tap you on the shoulder whenever we need you to make sure that we remain right-sized and that financial stewardship just continues to remain on course. And now I'd like to introduce John Diagostino, the immediate past board chair and now chair of our United Way Nominating Committee. He's a friend of mine as I list those items that he does, but certainly he wants to present a few names that will be board of directors this year and the slate of officers that will be elected to the board during this meeting. So I turn it over to you, John.
Hey, Rick. Hey, Michelle. Hope all's well. Again, I want to echo both of your comments. Our outgoing board members, I personally worked with them on the board for many years during my tenure as past chair. They were very influential in helping me in my role as chair, and they're just great examples of what community leaders are. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank them for their participation in United Way. I now have to turn to some regular business, the business of the nominating committee. We have new board members coming on. There are people from the world of business, academia, faith-based group, community organizations, and across the board. And we really, as a board, have been focusing on our commitment to diversity on this board and being a leader organization within our community and with our country in diversifying our board of directors. After the interviewing process and consultations, the nominating is pleased to recommend the following individuals to join the board through terms expiring from 2025. We have Hanif Adam Ahmed, Community Reinvestment Officer for Barclays Bank, Dr. Valencia Cad, Superintendent of the Capital School District, Lourdes Pugh, Board Chair of Aspira, Kevin Fitzgerald, back for a second time, must love us, at the University of Delaware, and Dr. Darren Blackstone from the Delaware State University. Many of those individuals, I hope, are online today. I know I speak for the entire board when I say I look forward to your support and participation in all board business and issues, and I encourage you to be vocal and speak up and share your opinions and your ideas. In addition to the new board members, the nominating committee goes about nominating our current officers that sit on the board. And so our slate for the 2023 to 2025 officers of the Board of the United Way of Delaware are the following. You got the chair, the amazing, which we all can tell, I can pivot if the video doesn't run, Deadweiler. will be the continued chair. Past board chair will just be me, which AKA the Pope, since I never seem to expire. Secretary, Office of Secretary, will be Vince, Mr. Minute Stutz. The treasurer, Phil, where did the money go, Barnett? Our audit chair is Mr. Gapp, Mr. Generally Accepted Accounting Principles, Doug Phillips. Our chair of revenue growth is John, Show Me the Bunny, Panicello. Our strategic steering, Brian, AKA Captain Strategy, Nori. Human Resources, Terry, the wizard of all things HR, Hartwell Easter. Our marketing chair is Karen, Communication is the Key, Brown. And our two most amazing at-large members, Lynn Miller and Dr. Lavernius Harmon for the University of Wilmington. I also want to present, and I'll read through it rather quickly, our other board members. We have Betsy Amoroso, Julie Asworth, David Brown, Jamie Clark, Liz David, Dorel Green, Edmund Green. We got the Green brothers in the house, Larry Malley, Greg Morris, Charles Mosher, Clarence Dagnam, Lavinia Scarborough, the one and only Michelle Taylor, Judith Skipple from Delta Community College, Kathleen Shelton, our ex officio, Stuart Comstock Gay from Delaware Community Foundation, Peggy Geisel, and Lauren Russell. I guess at this point in the process, I need our board members to vote either with a nay or a yay, hopefully a yay, for our new incoming board members, our board of officers, and our complete board of directors for the period 2023. I don't know how we're doing that because it's all this technology stuff, but I vote yay.
I just wanted to highlight as we're looking at the our human resources, and while we continue to remain closely connected to Terry Hartwell Easter, I'd also like to highlight Cheryl Russo. I'd like to highlight Cheryl Russo for our HR committee chair. I thank Cheryl and Terry for their ongoing and continued counsel in that area of subject matter expertise. We know that they are special and they offer special counsel in that regard. So we wanted to highlight Cheryl Russo for that chair's role. Thanks again, John.
Thanks, guys. I'm assuming we voted somehow by magic, and so I'll take it as so, and I'll turn it back over to Rick and Michelle. Thanks, guys. Sorry for the added names on everybody, but
no, fantastic, and thanks, John. And let me echo your congratulations and best wishes to our new board members, as well as continue to highlight and thank our current board members for their ongoing counsel, direction, and leadership, and our officers in those new capacities. So thank you, John, for all that you do, in addition to your humor and fun and helping to, us get through these events. And although I haven't been able to memorize my script like you have, I just want to say thank you for all that you do. I appreciate you, my man. And now we're going to go to something a little different. We want to share some exciting news with you. As the United Way of Delaware is going to be partnering with DETV to produce a new television show that we call Impact 365. In fact, Impact 365 is a half-hour show. Each episode takes a closer look at strategic focus areas and things that we're working on. We chat with many of our agency partners about their work and how they're impacting our community. It profiles them as individual leaders as well. And we've made 5 episodes so far. And each episode will be broadcast here on DETV, channel 28 in Wilmington, and will be available and streaming live or streaming on DETV's YouTube channel and other social media outlets. So we're going to share a short preview of some of those episodes this evening. And during those previews, you'll see a pop-up poll. So I want you to pay attention to that pop-up poll when it comes up, because we're going to ask you to respond to a few questions as we think about, the Impact 365 and how we can continue to keep it fun, fresh, informative for our viewers. Then we'll take a small break into the room and have a reaction and have some conversation via Zoom about those. So with that said, take a look for that pop-up poll and we're going to ask you some questions, and we want to hear what you think about the Impact 365 and the future, what we should be thinking about as it relates to this program. So we'll roll that tape.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tiara Fair, your Impact 365 host. Impact 365 is a production of United Way of Delaware in partnership with DETV. In this ongoing series, we'll see how United Way of Delaware and its partners make a positive impact across the state.
When you talk about uplifting one person, there's so many people around that child that are just as important.
Angel did all the heavy work. All I did was shine a light and share with him some tools and resources. And with that, we were able to help him to achieve his financial security where he is now as a homeowner.
I have mentioned the DRJC. It's because I believe in what we're doing. And it's running through my veins. This is our chance to talk about race.
I am very thankful for Delaware 211. There's a couple of reasons. One, we know when folks come to us, they have called Delaware 211. But most importantly, there's a one-stop number for folks to call and reduce that level of the runaround. They're going to call one number and be able to get to the source that they need through 211. With all the resources that are there.
The reason Barclays has invested so much in changing the narrative for small business owners is because it's woven into the fabric of Barclays. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is a part of the mission of the bank. We have a global initiative to create 200,000 plus jobs globally. Supporting minority business owners is a part of that.
The Delaware Racial Justice Collaborative gives people a way to start making change in their community. And whether you're passionate about wealth creation or education or public policy, there's a place for you to get involved. And ultimately, we need more people to get involved.
Hola, soy Fernando Alcayaga y estás viendo Impact 365.
Wow, I'm so excited about Impact 365. And, I can't wait to see the results of what people think should happen in our next season. Rick?
Absolutely. And we're looking forward to that feedback. We're looking forward to your input, your counsel, because we want to make sure we're delivering something that you want to see and want to hear, want to learn about as relates to how we're making an impact 365 days a year right here in Delaware, the community that we all love.
Right, and absolutely. And we were doing this preview. You know how you anticipate your favorite TV show? Like mine is NCIS. It was New Orleans. I can't believe they cut it. So, right now it's the hype of the new fall shows or season, whatever your season is of your new show. That's what we're hoping you will anticipate Impact 365. This was just a teaser, Rick.
Just a teaser. And I can't wait for the shows and the series. And as we get up and running, and I know that it's going to be something exciting because Delaware, we have a lot to offer. We have a lot to talk about. I know often we punch above our weight, but we have great stories to tell about how we impact and affect people here in Delaware.
Absolutely. And I'm excited when I think about the possibilities of 365. It really is a chance for us to highlight some of the positives that are happening in our community. There's so much negative noise going around, both locally and sometimes nationally. We need, a space really to talk about the good things that are happening.
That's right. And when we have those stories, and we have plenty of them, letting the folks that know them firsthand share, highlight, express the details that might be connected to them. So I really look forward to the opportunity from hearing from our people. Telling our stories about the things that are happening in our communities right here.
Absolutely. And now we can actually talk about what's going on with the car.
Absolutely. And as we're talking about chances, impact, we're close to the end of the show. And it's time for one of our lucky donors to win the lease on a Kia Seltos, courtesy of Auto Team Delaware. Now let's switch over to the incomparable, the incomparable, the innovative, creative, and incredible co-host MC, John Moore. And he's currently at Kia of Wilmington, where our semifinalists are standing by for the big moment. So take it away, John.
I don't know about you, but I'm excited about what's getting ready to take place tonight. Are you excited back there? Hey, this is John Moore, Director for Philanthropy and Engagement for the United Way of Delaware, and we're here tonight in Kia Wilmington to give away a car. And we've been doing this with Kia Wilmington for the last 10 years. Like, they've given us a car each year. Matter of fact, one year they gave us 2 cars, so that's 11 cars that they've done. And this partnership has raised millions of dollars so that we can help kids with their 3rd grade reading proficiency, kids with their college development, and also with families being stable through financial empowerment. We could not do that without a great partner like Kia Wilmington. So let's give them another hand. Thank you, Kia. Now we're getting ready to get to the real deal. We got 4 finalists. They were chosen from among 1,500 entries, and the criteria, $150 to the United Way Community Impact Fund or more. And all of them did that, as you heard their stories. And so one of them tonight, only one of them, can win this contest. And then beyond the contest, we're also proud to say that the others will also get a $100 Amazon card. I know y'all pumped up about that. Come on, give me some love, give me some love, give me some love. So to do the drawing, we have Lee Asher, the General President for Kia Wilmington, Auto Team Delaware, Delaware Subaru. Lee, you want to say a few words?
Yes, it's been 10 years that we've had this partnership, and we look forward to continuing it. And it's a great cause, and we're just happy to continue to be a part of it, even with shortages of cars and everything. So
still making it happen.
Yeah, still making it happen.
So now is the time you've been waiting for. So let's turn it over to Lee and Katie. You can spin that wheel. Let Katie spin it.
Katie helps us with our advertising. She's gonna spin.
All right. Lee's gonna reach in.
I won't look.
No, they're covered.
Okay. Drum roll. John Young.
John Young!
Can't believe it. Wow, my day. Never happened to me in the past.
So let's stand over here, Mr. Young. So again, we congratulate Mr. Young, but we also congratulate the other finalists because all 4 of them have made contributions to the United Way so that we can continue to help our mission to help those who are most in need. We again want to thank Kia Wilmington thank Katie for their great marketing. And with great partnerships, we can make tremendous differences in our community. How about another hand for Mr. Young, DuPont?
Congratulations to Mr. Young and all the other finalists. I wish we had 4 cards to give away, Rick, so that everyone would have won. We also want to thank everyone, though, that donated $150 or more. Even though you didn't become a semifinalist, just know that your dollars are having an impact in our community every day, and we so appreciate you. I also want to thank those of you who took the poll. Your feedback is extremely important, as Rick echoed earlier, right? We want to take that into considerations as we plan out future Impact 365 series. And last but not least, I have to thank Auto Team Delaware. They have been giving us cars, as you heard John Moore say, for the last 10 years. 1 year they gave us 2 cars, so that's 11 cars, Rick. And I don't know if you caught it, but I heard him say that, they look forward to continuing to partner with us. So that sounds like another car in 2023. What does it sound like to you?
That's right. Let's book it.
I also really want to thank, as we begin to bring this meeting to a close, everyone who came out this evening and those that donate to us every day. But I really have to stop and pause and just thank my amazing colleagues. You said it at the beginning, we have a great board, but we have a great staff. And I get to work with amazing people who come to work on purpose, who are passionate about making a difference in the community. I want to thank my co-pilot, Dan Cruz, for helping to keep the organization focused and to being relentless, right, about ensuring that we are measuring our results, that we are still having the financial resources that we need in order to meet the needs of those in the community, to make sure that our staff, right, even during COVID, that we take care of ourselves, right? We can't always say be a shoemaker and we're walking around with no shoes. So the very things that we've been talking to you about in our Feel Good Friday every week, we want you, we too are trying to live it. It is a stressful time right now for so many. We've heard that from our partners. Our board members had an opportunity to meet with all of our partners, and they got to be able to share the difficulties that of not just serving the community, but the impact that it has on us individually, right? So we have to be good to ourselves. And so, Rick, do you have any final comments before I close out?
You know what? I do. I think it's important to just share how grateful I am to serve in this extraordinary capacity with this exceptional organization that's making such a big difference in our community right now, but we know that we see the plans for the future. So I'm just grateful for that. I want to thank our board and the work that they do. And I think it goes without saying, a great team that's having great success in many occasions has a great leader. So Michelle, that being said, I want to offer a special thanks to you and all that you do to make a difference and help guide and lead the team. And we know that your presence, your engagement, your visibility, and your involvement throughout the Delaware community is felt. And I appreciate you. I'm thankful for all that you do. And I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you, Rick. It is nice when you get to work with amazing partners every day, when not just my team, but again, I can't say enough about our agency partners, those that are in the school districts, at the state level. Sometimes people say that nonprofits don't work together, but I think that we are demonstrating that we do. And in hard times, especially, right, we're trying to come together to be innovative and creative. It's not easy work, it's often challenging, but when you have a great board and a great staff and great partners, it makes it so much easier. So as we close out tonight, I want to end where I started. Go out and do great things. The community needs you, continuing to shine your light in the world of darkness. And I look forward to continuing to work with you to make both Delaware and Salem County stronger and better together. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
We are hosting the first Men of Distinction breakfast. And many have said, well, why are we doing this breakfast? When we talk about in today's climate, we talk about the unfortunate tragedies, we talk about education in our country, fatherhood matters, families matter, mentorship matters. And so what we wanted to do is have a honest conversation with just men about how do we fix some of the issues that we have in our school systems, and how do we begin to talk about families and how men can be better husbands, how we can talk about fatherhood and how we can have stronger mentors in communities. And then the reality is men need help too. And so this is an event bringing all parties together. It's going to be a great breakfast, but we want to do this to have an honest, in-depth conversation with the men of Delaware. To sign up, go to uwde.org, Men of Distinction 2022.
Record.